Hello everyone, today we are going to learn a new chapter going to buy a book. So last class we learned about book, the chapter book. So in this class we are going to learn going to buy a book. So here a brother and sister decided to go to buy a book and we can discuss about the chapter. Okay, we can start. One day grandfather gave my brother and me some money. Go and buy books, he said. We were both very happy. We both loved to read. So one day our grandfather gave some money to me and my brother and go and buy book, he said. So when the time of giving the money, he said go and buy books. And we were both happy. We are very happy because we both love to read. So one day grandfather gave some money to me and my brother, and when the time of giving the money, he said go and buy books. And we were both very happy because we love to read. So after getting the money, they have another confusion. Should we go now? Should we go later? Should we go today? Should we go tomorrow? We decided to go right now. So after getting the money, they have some confusion that all when we go to buy a book. So the question is, when we go now, should we go later? Should we go today? Should we go tomorrow? At last, after so many questions, they decided to go right now. Should we go to the big market? Should we go to the small shop? Should we go to the with somebody? Should we go alone? We decided to go to the small shop, just the two of us. So they decided to go right now. And then again, some question is there. Should we go to the big market? Which shop we will go? So it's a big market or a small shop? And with whom? With somebody. Should we go with somebody or should we go alone? At last they decided, they got the answer. Where we go? They got the answer is they have to go small shop. And the next question is with whom? With whom they have to go. So they decided to go just the two of us. So they got the money from their grandfather and he told that go and buy some books. They were very happy and they because they love to read. And the first question is when we go to buy a book. So they got right now. They decided to go right now. After getting that answer, another confusion is where we have to go. So the answer is they have to go small shop. And the next question is with whom we have to go. So the answer is they decided to find out an answer. They have to go together. Next paragraph, we like the small bookshop. So they reach a small bookshop. It's a small, but it has many books. The man in the shop likes us. He always helps us. So they go to a small bookshop and they're having so many books. And the shopkeeper always help us. So the shopkeeper was help them. And they reach the shop. Then next paragraph, should I buy a book with a lot of picture? Should I buy a book with a lot of stories? Should I buy a thin book? I could not decide. So after reaching the shop, the shopkeeper was helped a lot. But another confusion again, which book they have to buy? So should I buy a book with a lot of picture? Should I buy a book with a lot of stories? Should I buy a thin book? I could not decide. They could not decide. They cannot decide which kind of book they have to buy. Then we did not know which book to buy. The man in the shop smiled to us. Relax, come with me, he said. These books are about animals. Those are about machines. Those over there are about wars. Take what you want. So they have a lot of confusion which kind of book they have to buy. And the shopkeeper was ready to help them. And he told, relax and come with me. And he showed that these books are about animals. He showed some books about animals. And those are about machine. Then he described about some book about machines. Then that books are about wars. So some books are about animals, someone about machines and others about wars. and take what you want. He told that take what you want. I picked some books. My brother picked some books. I sat on the floor, he sat on the chair. And we read and we read and we read. So at last, a lot of confusion. I picked some books. My brother picked some books. So we both took some books and I sat on the floor. I means the girl sat on the floor and the brother sat on the chair and they read and read because they have confusion which kind of book they have to buy. So in order to solve that confusion they have to read. They are reading some books. So the girl was sat on the floor and the boy was sat on the chair. It was very quiet. There was no sound. 1 hour passed, 2 hour passed. Finally, we knew which book to buy. So they start to read. There was no sound. 1 hour passed, 2 hour passed. So after 1 or 2 hours, finally they got which kind of books they have to buy. The man in the shop smiled at us. I got a fat book with many stories. My brother got a big book with many pictures. So after getting the book, the shopkeeper was smiled to us. Here us means the brother and sister. So the girl got a fat book with many stories and the brother got a big book with many pictures. Okay, they got after lot of confusion, they got the real book. They got a book. Last paragraph. We ran home to our grandfather. We climbed on his bed. He put his arm around us and then we read and read and read. So we ran home to our grandfather because the grandfather gave the money and he told that whenever the time of giving the money, grandfather told that go and buy some books. And they ran and we climbed on his bed and we climbed on his bed. He put his arms around us. You can see that. If you can see this picture and we can identify how they are sat on the bed and the grandfather put his arm around us and then we all together read and read and read. Okay, I hope you understood this chapter. One day, grandfather gave some money to a brother and sister, and he said, go and buy some books. And they were very happy. And the first question, after getting the money, they have a lot of confusion when they have to buy the book. So they got the answer to go right now. So first paragraph is dealing with when, and they got the answer. And second paragraph, where and with whom. Where and with whom. So where means where the answer is small shop and with whom is the answer just of the to us. So the brother and sister decided to go themselves. And the next paragraph, which kind of books they have to select. So by the help of the shopkeeper, they decided to take some books and for that they have to start to read. The shopkeeper was help a lot. And at last they got their books and they bought that book and they reached there with their grandfather and sat together. Then they start reading and reading and reading. Okay, so read this chapter 3 or 4 times, then you will get or you will be clear this chapter. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.